Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Darian, also known as Mrs. G here on YouTube. This video is going to be all about my 2020 goals. I do not call these resolutions because when I miss a day or skip on something, I feel like I failed. And that is not something I am interested in at all this year. I am focused on accomplishing these goals by the end of the year. It's okay if I miss a day. It's okay if I take a break on them and pick them back up later because life happens and I am just focusing on these goals. Number one, spend more time reading than on social media. This is going to be a toughie. I am a stay-at-home mama to a 9-month-old baby boy. When he is sleeping or taking a moment to himself, I'm taking a moment to myself. I am mindlessly staring at a screen, scrolling through Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, all the above, even YouTube sometimes. And I really would like to pick up a book instead. I recently started reading a new book. It's a beginning one of probably about 12 books, I believe, in that series. And when I started reading, I realized, one, I was completely out of practice, and two, I probably haven't picked up a book since high school. That's years. That's a problem to me. So this year, I am focusing on reading more than social media. Number two, try something new. This one is very broad, but it's very important. I am someone who kind of likes how I do things, a little bit set in my ways, very traditional. So when it comes to trying something new, I am not always game right away. So I would like to dive on in, try something new, and possibly see an opportunity and an outcome that I wouldn't have had otherwise. Number three, learn a new skill. This one is very similar to the one before. However, learning a new skill is hard. It takes practice. And so that is something that I really need to focus on this year is I am good at cooking and baking and I clean, I do mom stuff. I would like to learn a new skill, maybe sewing, maybe knitting, other things that 80-year-old women do, since that's the category I fall into. I'll find something, but I am going to learn a new skill. Number four, dive into a hobby to benefit my own personal growth. Being a stay-at-home mama is hard. Being a mama in general is hard. You sometimes lose yourself by caring for others. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because you can kind of reinvent yourself. So that's something that I'm very much looking forward to, is diving into a new hobby or a hobby I already have, focused on myself to benefit my own personal growth. Number five, kick the mom guilt. This one is important. Living on an island in the middle of nowhere with 2,500 to 3,000 people on it, everybody knows everybody. And growing up, people were kind of like parents to me, it takes a village to raise a kid. So I don't always necessarily speak up when people are giving me their advice or telling me how to do things. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes not intentionally, but speaking up can be really hard. And then I go home at the end of the night and I am kicking myself because I am feeling guilty for how I'm doing things with my own child, or I feel guilty that I didn't say anything and I feel like I'm being pushed around. So I'm gonna kick that in the rear end this year. Being a mother, I am raising my son with my husband, our decisions, raising him to our belief system, and that is something that no one else can take away. I just have to become more confident. Number six, be kind. Now, I am not saying I'm a mean person. I would say that I am a nice person. However, those people, when you meet them, you're just like, oh, they are overflowing with joy and kindness, like they would do anything for you. Absolutely. They're soft-spoken. They're just so sweet and kind. That's not something that people describe me as. And not saying I have to be described that way, but I would really like it if kind was in the vocabulary of how people describe me. Number seven, be slow to speak and fast to listen. This one is difficult, but very important in any relationship. I believe that when you're listening, you should be listening with the intent to understand and not listening with the intent to reply. As much as I believe that, it's not something I'm the best at. I jump to conclusions, I cut people off, and that's because I'm human. I would love to say that I'm a robot and got everything covered, but I don't. And that is something that really needs to flourish this year, is just being fast to listen. I want to be somebody that my significant other, my children, my family and friends can come to knowing Darian's going to listen to me and she's not going to judge me. She's going to sit there, take it in, and just kind of go from there and see where it leads. But that is a very important skill. Last but not least, number 8. Be stubborn about my goals, flexible about my methods. I am a stubborn person, like I said, kind of set in my ways, but I don't always listen to what everyone else has to say. If someone has an idea, sometimes I jump to the conclusion that I already got it covered, don't really need to listen to it. And that makes me miss opportunities. I don't want to miss opportunities this year. I want to take everything that I could possibly get, learn from it, grow from it, become a better person in 2020. And I think that one of those is taking in a little bit of what people say. Don't be so stubborn with, I got this, I'm so set on this, focused on this, that I forget everything else. Tunnel vision is not always the best when trying to accomplish something. If you're interested in these type of videos, please consider hitting subscribe to my channel, as well as clicking that bell notification button. That lets you know when I post a video. I will be posting every single Wednesday. However, I will be throwing in some bonus videos there, so I don't want you to miss on those. So definitely click subscribe and click that bell button and follow us along in this amazing journey, and let's start a great community of strong women out here.